back to International Scale Model. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a quick review of a 172 kit. It's the F-16 Fighting Falcon from Tamiya. This little baby here, nice looking box art and everything. On the box we've got, as you can see, picture of it was one marking made up and then another there. Gives you a paint call out, obviously in Tamiya. Apart from that, not a lot. One thing I will say from the picture on the box, if you have a look here, so hopefully you can zoom in, I'm not particularly hopeful about this. If you can see, this is the picture they used to sell it, and that canopy does not sit on there nicely, and you can tell from this picture as well that doesn't bode well, I have to say. It really doesn't. So let's get inside the box. Not a lot, obviously it's a 172 kit, so let's get out there. I've got to say I'm a little bit worried because they can't even get the canopy to fit properly on the box. Now I've been told since I purchased this, because I thought I'd purchased a couple of 172 Tamiya kits, I've been since told that this is an Italian rebox, which will be why that's so like that. I think, if I remember right, I paid about 15 quid for this, 10 to 15 pounds. At 10 pounds I was happy. If it's 15 pounds I wouldn't be happy just from looking at the picture. Obviously you can't see them online, so that's why we do these reviews for you guys. The bagging is really quite dangerous because you can't cut the bag, as you can see. There's no extra to cut the bag, it's like heat shrink plastic. At least it's not loose in there, I suppose. So let's just, I'm going to try and do this without ruining the model. There we go. Okay. All in one bag, I don't like that, obviously, but it is a cheap 172 kit. So let's get everything out of the way. We've got two sprues, as you can see. So we'll do the main one first. Now, as I say, I can see straight away this isn't a Tamiya kit. Okay, you can tell straight away that it's not a Tamiya kit. If I zoom you in a bit, you can see why. Okay, straight away you've got these, you can see from the panel lines that they're quite softly moulded. They're not sharp, clean or crisp, which most Tamiya kits are, and it's like this here. You can see half of this panel line has disappeared, you know, straight away. Look, it's really crap moulding, soft moulding, we call that. And you can see here that the shapes, you know, the different depths of the panel lines, you know, so straight away I'm a little bit disappointed with this kit. I think this might go straight back on eBay. But you know, it's again here, it's just like this panel line here, you can see it just disappears, so this might be one that I might build up and get my son to paint or something like that, I think. But there's burr and flash on most of the parts. You've got the legs and everything there. You know, there's a lot of work to be done there. Inside the wheelbase, nice little bit of detail there. I'm trying to find positives for you. The upper fuselage, again, it's very soft moulding. It just goes into different depths and things like that. On the inside you've got the ejector seat again, very soft moulding on that as well. The tub itself is very bare. I would imagine you're going to have decals to do that with. The wheels have got burr on, everything's got burr and a little bit of flash, and very soft moulding indeed, very soft. We've then got the second sprue, which is just armament again. We've got a tail there. We've got some bombs, leather guarded bombs, some missiles, some drop tanks, again all with a little bit of flash and things like that. Nothing to write home about. Actually the panel lines are a bit better on this one, I have to say, a little bit clearer, but nothing special. It's not going to be a big aircraft, which is, you know, F-16 is not a massive one anyway, but I've got to say I'm a little bit disappointed with that plastic already. I don't know if I'm going to be building this or not now. But this is why we do these reviews for you guys, so you know not to buy the crap when it does come along, because we're not scared to tell you if it's rubbish or not. Right, so the oh my god, yeah. So you can see again, it's nice and clear. Let's zoom you in on this. Okay, you can see that the glass is nice and clear. Actually, there's quite a bit of warpage, obviously, because it's 172. You're going to get that. You've got two types of canopies there, and I would imagine it's the teardrop one. No, it's the double one. Well, yeah, once we get that on there like so, yeah, it's going to be the teardrop one that goes on. Okay, this one here, which is the one that's on the box art. Now it's clean, it is clean and it is clear, and I will say it won't need any work. But as I said before, I'm a little bit worried because the fit on here is awful. I think it's going to need some PVA glue in there just to smooth that out and maybe, you know, tie that into the body a bit more, because I can't believe that that's they're selling it. So it's got to be an older kit. I don't know if there's I'm just going to have a look to see if there's an age on it. There's nothing on there to tell us the age, give a clue. Although I have to say, it looks like there were some extra sprue parts on here, but they've been cut off, we don't know. So as I say, I've been told this is an Italeri Reeboks, which explains everything, because it's definitely not Tamiya standard, that's for sure. We're going to the decals. The decals themselves are actually quite nice. Initial thoughts, they seem to be in register, doesn't seem to be anything out of place, although saying that, if I zoom in you'll be able to see what I mean here. At the top of this flag for the tail, you can see that I don't know if you can see that. Okay, the yellow is above the decal, the rest of the transfer, and below there. So those are not in register. They are odd. So what you're going to have to do, unfortunately, is to even that up. You'll have to cut a slice off a part of a millimetre off, just off there, and a part off the bottom, which is going to make them a little bit smaller, but I don't think it'll be noticed too much on the 172, but they are definitely out of register. Everything else seems to be okay. Again, it's very hard to tell sometimes on the sheet, but they do look okay. The decals, the decals are glossy, and I think apart from that one decal, the others look to be okay. So that's your only problem. So if you're doing that model, then if you're doing that version, then you're going to need to, you can see it on here on the tail plane, you're going to need to just cut the tops and bottoms off just to even it up a bit. Okay, and the instruction manual is an A.4, A4.5 I like to call it. It's not A4 size, not A5 size. It's basically black and white. It's a nice paper, not a horrible paper. Apart from that, it's all in Japanese, so you can't understand it at all. And this is their Warbird collection. So I think it's from what I can told by Paul. I think it was Paul said that all of the Warbird collection, obviously after I bought 3 of them, are all Reeboks Italeri. So steer clear of Tamiya Warbird collection is my game, because I got 3 of these. I will review the others at another time, but I think they're going to be just as bad. But the model itself on the box looks a bit, you know, thingy, bit very soft moulding and stuff. But anyway, it builds up. You've obviously got the. Let's have a look. You've got no cockpit decals. Oh yes, you have. Tell a lie. You got the control panel details, but you've got nothing for down the sides of the cockpit. Unless those are them, but I don't think they are. They're writing. So you've got the so again the sides of the tub is going to be a little bit bare, so you're just going to have to do something, improvise. But there you go. It's put the seat together, so you have to paint the cockpit. It's not like a tub, separate tub, so you do bits and bobs here and there, and then pop it together, paint it all up, and it's giving you 2 versions here. As you can see, there are 2 versions. So you've got a single seater or a 2-seater. So it just depends which one you want to build. So yep. So yep. Yeah, so I would probably, what I would do, I would test fit the cockpit before I go ahead and see which one fit best. I think before I decided which one I'm going to build, I think that's going to dictate which one I build, is what the cockpit fits like. And then it's you know, popping the rest of the underside of the fuselage together, the tail fins, then pop the wings on and the thrusters. and then the legs and everything. Looking at those legs, I'd be very tempted to do a wheels up on that, and maybe pop it on a little stand or something. But then you think to yourself, is it worth the money to buy the stand and stuff? But apart from that, then it's put the armament together and then fit the load out and everything. Obviously you do that last, and then you've got the paint scheme. It's time you put the load out on before you do the paint scheme. But hey, you got two distinctive paint schemes there, same colours by the looks of it. It's giving you XF24, yeah, same colours and everything, so it's just different markings. And on both tail fins here, so literally if you wanted to cut your tail fin decal up, you can do that. If not, it's that. Numbered sprue map, and that's about it. I'm going to say it's a shame Tamiya have decided to rebox that under their name, because it's not actually a very nice kit. So it's a bit surprising that Tamiya have done that. I think that's all about the money, because it's not particularly nice whatsoever. It's a rough kit. I don't know if it goes together well. I don't like Italian kits, so I steer well clear of them because they tend not to fit very well. But even some of their newer ones. So I would say that's another 6 if you're lucky, really. Personally, I'd say 5. Don't waste your money. It's great for younger modders, for beginners and things like that. But again, if the fit's not great, it's just going to put people off, you know, modelling. So I would say steer clear. Steer clear of the 172 Warbird collection from Tamiya, because if they're Reeboks Italeri, they're old kits, so they're old molds, and I think that's a bit naughty really from Tamiya. I know they do a 172 fighting Falcon of some sort, which I think is the F-16 CJ, I think. If that's the case, then that's the one I'm going to get, and I'll probably pop these onto eBay or something similar, you know. So, but to me, that's a not a recommend. Don't bother with that kit. So there you go. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.